Hey, well, welcome back to math. Well, today we're going to be talking about coordinate plane. Coordinate plane. Okay, so we're going to be doing coordinate plane. Now, this is not like a plane that flies in the sky. This is a plane that we would call an XY plane. So, do you remember which one is X and which one's Y? This way, to the right, it's a positive. And if we go up, it's a positive. So I'm going to write over here, let me take this off, and I'm going to write over here that this is, or positive, comma, positive side, okay? Now this is called quadrant 1. This is a quadrant 1. Now, do you know that there are 3 other quadrants for this coordinate plane? You're thinking, no, I didn't know that, Mr. McGuire. Well, there is. This side I'm going to put in red. I wonder if you can think why that's in red. So these are all negatives. So anytime that we go to the left of the line, what is it? Well, this is negatives. Do you remember which one comes first in our ordered pair? Is it the X or the Y? All right, so as you see, is the positive side is sector 1, or quadrant 1. Quadrant 2 is over here, negative, comma, positive side. This is quadrant 2. And we're going to go counterclockwise. And the reason why they did that is because we were used to the positive numbers going up and the positive numbers going to the right. But then we also got used to a number line, which is like 0 in the middle, and the negative numbers are on the left and the positive numbers on the right. That's why they made that sector 2. And then sector 3 would be down here, like counterclockwise. And what would this be? Well, this would be a negative because we'd be going this way first, right? Okay. And then we would be going, the second number would be going this way, so that's why this would become a negative, negative. Quadrant 4 is IV, the Roman numeral, and our first number would be going this way, right? Is our X number. That would be a positive, comma, and then what would be the next number? Well, the next number would be a negative Y, because we're going down this way, right, on the Y. So anything in this area in sector 4 or quadrant 4, that would be a positive negative. So let's try a couple of numbers, shall we? Let's say A equals, your ordered pair is positive 3, negative 2. We are going to go which way? Well, we're going to go, okay, so we have our A equals positive 3, negative 2. So the first number is what number? Well, that's the X number, right? So that means that we're going to go this, we're going to be going on this thing right here, this X axis. We're going to start 0, 0, which is the big yellow dot in the middle, that's 0, 0. And we're going to go over how many places and which way are we going to go, left or right. Well, if that's 0, remember I've said before, to the left side of the 0 is negative and to the right is the positive side. So we go over to 3, 1, 2, 3, which would be there. And then we're going to go down 2, right? Because Y is negative 2. So now we're going to go down 2. We're going to go down 1, 2. So we put our dot right there, and then we would put in A. So that's A right there. That is positive 3, because we went over here, positive 3. You got to walk before you can jump or dive. And then we dove down 2, right? We went down 2. So there we have it. Let's say I'm going to have another one. Let's say this one's going to be negative 4, negative 2. Okay, that's our thing. And we're going to call this B. So how do we do that? Start with our yellow dot in the middle, the 0, 0. And we're going to go which way? Well, x is -4, right? And y is -2. X is the horizontal line, or if you'd like to think of this line right here as like the ocean, it's sea level. That's the sea level, that's 0. When our second number is a negative number, that means we're going to go underwater. We're going to go underwater for this second number. Go back to our 0, 0, and we're going to go over to the left 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our -4 right there. Now what we're going to do now? Well, we're going to go down 2. 1, 2. So this would be, what letter is this? This would be B. Let's say I have C. C equals -4 and 5. There's our number. There's our ordered pair. We're going to go which way? We're going to start with our 0, 0, and we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because it's a -4. Remember, we're going to go to the left. And then we're going to go down or up 5. Well, we're going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can put that there. And this one is C, right? Okay, as you see, I've drawn out another coordinate plane. Let's take a look at our yellow, purple, green, and red dots. Let's see if we can figure out where they are. Okay, so let's start with our yellow dot, shall we? Which way do we count first? Which way do we count first? Well, I hope you're saying we're going this way. We start with the 0, 0, 0 line, and we're going that way, right? So we're going to count that direction. All right, let's do that. Okay, so I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So our first number is a 6. It's a positive number, right? Okay, and then we are going to go up, right? We're going to go up 1, 2, 3. So that's a 6, 3. That's what the yellow is. That's because this is a plus, plus area. This whole area in here is positive numbers and positive numbers, okay? This whole area is positive numbers. All right, let's do our purple dot next. Well, we count which way? We're going to count this direction, right? On our line. All right. And that's positive or negative? Well, it would be negative, right? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, right? So our first number is going to be 3, but what is it? It's a -3, isn't it? Okay, comma, then what? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a positive or -6? Well, it's a positive 6 because we're above the water, so to speak. Remember, I talked about that. Okay, so we have our negative, comma, positive. That's what this area is. So this whole area here is negative number first, then the positive number second. And this is called quadrant 2. This is quadrant 1. Remember, we're going clockwise. Quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3 down here. Remember? Okay, let's do the green one next, shall we? Okay, which way do we go? Well, we start with our 0, 0 spot in the middle, right? So that'd be 0, 0. And we're going which way? Well, we're going to go to the left. So is that going to be a positive or a negative number? Well, it's going to be a negative number, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we put -7, comma, what? 1, 2. Is that a positive 2 or a negative 2? Right, it's a negative 2. Good job. So this is a negative, comma, negative area. And that's what this whole quadrant 3 is that if it's a negative number and a negative number, it's in quadrant 3. Okay? All right, let's do the red dot next, shall we? Well, which way are we going? We're starting at our 0, 0 line, right? We're going 1, 2, 3. So what's our first number? Is it a positive or a negative 3? Well, it's to the right of the 0, so that would be a positive 3, comma. And then, are we going up or down? Well, we're not going up or down, we're on the line. So that becomes a 0. Okay? So that becomes 0 because it's on the line. Isn't that weird that a 0 would be on the line? This time I'm going to put it right here. Well, what would the blue one be? Well, are we going right or left? No, we're not. So the first number is going to be a 0, comma. And then we're going up 1, 2, 3, right? So that would be 0, 3. Why is it 0? Because we're not going to the right on the positive side, or we're not going to the left on the negative side. And the red one is a 3, 0. That means we went over to the right 3 and we didn't go up or down. So we have to have a 0. And this is quadrant 4 over here. And quadrant 4 is made up of positive would be the first number, right? And then it would be negative. So that entire blue area would be positive, negative. Okay? And that's quadrant 4. On the x-axis, this is positive, and this is also positive going up that way. I'm going to draw in red. This is the negative side. So this is negative for x, and this would be negative for y. When y is a negative number, that means it's going to be below the surface. Now if your y is positive, that means above the surface is like going up in the air. And negative numbers are like, on the y, the second number, then that would mean like diving into the pool, diving into the ocean. On x, anything on this side of the y line is positive for x. So this is positive x, and anything on this side is for x. That'd be our first number. That'd be a negative, and that'd be a negative. Okay? This is our x. This is our first number. So the first number is the x number. Okay? And this is y, and that's going to be your second number. Okay? So x is first, y is second. Okay? And x is going on the ocean, that's your x number. Okay? And y is either going up in air, which would be positive for y, down below the water, that would be a negative y. Here's my black dot. Can someone tell me the coordinates of that dot? Parentheses, right? Well, it doesn't go anywhere on the x-line. It doesn't go to the right or to the left, so that's a 0. And it doesn't go up or down, so the y is a 0. And this would be called the origin. That's the origin. Keep working with this, all right? I love math.